In this sit down, I stand on all views, statements, and insight provided. If I can't stand on it, I will not speak on it. Let's get into it.
Come and sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, let's have around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.
Yeah. Once again, we back in the number. It's your man Truth, man of many hats. Like I tell you, ain't none of them cap. This evening, I'm joined by the good brother Nico Smoke from Views from the Floor podcast. Nico, introduce yourself.
Hey man, it's Nico. Views from the Floor podcast. Ali and Smoke playlist. Just a man of many hats, just like my brother next to me, man.
Yeah, man of many hats.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this episode because the main topic that we're gonna be talking about tonight. Nico, tell the people where you from.
I'm from New Rochelle, New York.
Yeah, he's from New Rochelle, New York, and I'm born and raised in the South, the deep South. Yeah. So I want to get two different perspectives on tonight's topic. But before we get into tonight's topic, you know how we always started. First off, hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody's been productive. When you hear this, it'll be Monday. What a way to start your week, being productive for that week. And just keep being great. But as I like to tell you,
we can only really be happy, truly happy, when we live in total integrity with ourselves, when we're really open and honest and transparent. And this is because we human beings need the truth like we need food, and we are starving for the truth.
My favorite, we're starving for the truth, and you know I'ma always give you the truth. So tonight's first segment on unpopular fact. So I saw someone share with me a post, and the post said, it's time for us as men, especially if you've been involved in anything streetwise, to be able to know when you need to transition from a man in the streets to just being a man. And I read that, and that was powerful to me because I remember that point when that's exactly what I did. When I realized, hey, it's time to transition from a man of the streets into just being a man. And what comes along with that, you make changes to who you hang with. You make changes to your circle. You make changes a lot of times to your profession. You make changes to a lot of the vices you have, whether it's women, drugs, whatever it is, you make these changes as you're transitioning from that lifestyle. So I bring that up to say when I made those changes, I do music as well. So if you listen to my music now, the way I was talking back in music back in 2007, 2008, it's completely different. I had a video back in the day with just a whole bunch of other gentlemen in it. There were a lot of gang signs being thrown, a lot of things like that. I don't affiliate with anything like that now. I could rap about it because I've been around it. I've seen it. I've first person view. I've seen it from a distance, all of that. But I choose not to because I transitioned from the streets to a man. So that was powerful to me because I wanted to bring up the part about Young Dolph. First off, I want to say R.I.P. to Young Dolph. Young Dolph was killed in his hometown of Memphis yesterday. Had stopped to get some cookies from one of his local favorite spots, and somebody just 2 individuals now they say allegedly came up and gunned him down. What was your thoughts on that? On Young Dolph being killed?
It's crazy because, you know, I mean, the man was going to get some cookies. And all the things you would think, all the things that they do for just Memphis alone, you know what I mean, by himself. There's countless things he's done for the city of Memphis. And then for, you know what I mean, 2 people to just say, fuck it, I'm just going to kill him or whatever. That's crazy. Like, yeah, it's just, I seen it. When I seen it trending, I didn't click on it. And then finally I kept seeing it pop up. I was like, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way Young Dolph got killed in Memphis.
That's how I
You know
felt.
what I mean? Like, but like they say, most rappers get killed in their own city, you know.
Own city.
So
Yeah. The reason why this, you might say, why is this an unpopular fact? Because I'm about to say something that's not gonna be popular. But it's truth. And anything I say, I can stand on it. So now that Young Dolph has passed, a real estate agent came out yesterday with tears in his eyes and was talking about Dolph owned 100 properties in the Memphis area. To Nico's point, all the stuff he was doing for the community. They said every year for his kid's birthday, he would buy his kids a foreclosed property. That's what he would get his kids for their birthday.
that's smart.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Like, they said he was a business mastermind. He had so much stuff going on. And they would wonder, why didn't he talk about these things? You know? And, I mean, it's a simple answer because the people don't want to hear that.
They don't give oh, my bad. They don't care about none of that.
They don't.
At all.
They don't care about that. Like, I think back just something simple, how when I was doing the other podcast and I'm in here drunk, talking crazy all the time, people loved it. Now when I'm talking to them and trying to instill some knowledge and motivation, it's like, you know, but you got to be able to know in the transition from that. And he knows that even, let's say even if he wasn't still a part of it, like I said, I do music and rapping now. I don't talk about what I was doing back then because I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. And apparently, he wasn't living his life like that anymore, at least from what's coming out. Yeah. Because if you even go and look at his pictures, what people used to portray is just him, a lot of money, smoking, stuff like that, cars. But now that he's passed away, the family pictures are coming out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're saying, oh, his wife, his kids, his real estate. This is what he was doing for the community. Turkey Day. So we got to get out of that mindset where we have to impress people that all they go do is hit a like or stream your music for a little bit after you pass away. You know? And even if you're not a musician, all they go do is say, yeah, man, that was my boy, or that was my homegirl, or we was close, or this or that. Screenshotting conversations y'all might be done had to show that they really talked to you or whatever.
Yeah.
But we got to look at that like it's anything we doing. Like, how do we transition out of that? And then why is it the uncool thing to do? Why do you think it's the uncool thing to do?
Because, I mean, technically it's boring. You know what I mean? Quote unquote. It's boring to people. Yeah. All right, so you telling me we not gonna turn up, have fun no more. Yeah. We gotta save money, put that money aside for a rainy day. We gotta put this money up for, you know what I mean, so this money can make money, all that stuff. These people countlessly show you. Like if you was a fan of him or any rapper for that instance, if you're a real fan of him and you really start looking into him, one, you know, 99% of them is not living the life that they talking about. It's all past experience. That's one. Two, the life that they live in, they showing you, look, this is how you can get this, and this is why I can keep it. But nobody wants to hear that. They just want to, you know what I mean? I just want to play your music in the club. Yep. That's it. You know what I mean? They don't like separating the character and the real life person.
Exactly.
So it don't really fall so much on the artist, because I feel like as an artist, you should do ultimately what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because being a creative, you can't put yourself in a box of, all right, well, now I'm not really living this life no more, so I got to move on and talk about other things, which they do, but they know what the core is, and they're going to always feed the core. But they put it in the music, too. It's just boring to people. You know what I mean? It's boring to people. And once you change your mindset of thinking that it's boring, then you can have what you're speaking on, you know?
Right. You know, it's always said, if you don't want somebody to know something, put it in a book.
Right.
But if you put it in music, they don't listen.
Which is nuts.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you don't want to read, okay, I'm going to get it to you in the audio version. I don't want to hear that. You know, one line that always stood out to me, when Jay-Z said, truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I made $5 million.
So
I ain't been rapping like common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's truth to it. But as you see him grow, he still got, you know what I mean? He still talk drug talk.
Yeah.
But he also say, get this art painting
Get
because
the art painting,
this is gonna increase in value. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Treat this person like this, treat this person like that, move this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of it too is the messenger. You know what I mean? Because if you take somebody like, say, Nas, for instance, or Lupe, for instance, they've been saying some of the same stuff about black excellence for a long time. Common, for instance, Mos Def, Talib. They've been talking about black excellence their whole career.
Whole career, man.
But they not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like, but when it come from the coolest person in it,
yeah.
oh, let me listen to that.
Yeah, let me pay
you know what I mean?
attention.
So it's a lot about, you got to change your mindset of, it doesn't matter who the messenger is, it's the message being said correctly.
Right.
And, you know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm a huge Young Dolph fan, man. People who know me know that, and it hit me, man, like for real. Like it almost felt like when Pimp C passed away for me. That's how bad that one hurt, cause I looked at Dolph as like an underground down south legend, and it's crazy. Like two of my modern day favorite rappers passed away within a year of each other, Mo3 and Young Dolph. And it's like, man, and like I say, we just got to keep it real. Like if I went out here today and somebody murdered me and it came out like, oh, we murdered him, whether it was for gang affiliation or whether it was for messing with another man's woman, that would be they're like, nah, that's a lie. Like, he ain't living like that. But people are like, man, I can't believe they did that to Dolph. We've attached to the person that we become a fan of, but we can't ignore the message that was in his music.
Yeah, or how he was living, you know what I mean, his real life, because nobody really know him except people close to him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So from the outside looking in, it's like, nah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
From the inside looking out, it could be a totally different thing. There could be some stuff going on that nobody know about.
Nobody know, man. So I hate it, man. My message to anybody, I tell my nephews this all the time, man. You don't gotta be a gangster to be real. That's not what real is, man. Get your money, stack your bread, and this coming from somebody who's done a lot of stupid stuff in his life. You don't have to be a gangster to do that, man. Like, get your money, stay out the way, get you a good, solid woman, and that's it. You know, that's just it. Focus on that, and definitely learn when it's time to transition from being in the streets to doing manly things, and you'll know. And if you ignore it, you gonna regret it. My time was when I was facing a lot of time. When I was looking at doing 12 years, I'm like, if I beat this, nah, I'm done. That's it, man. So You gotta know, and you gotta pay attention to that gut feeling. So that's tonight's unpopular fact. R.I.P. Young Dolph. All right, so the moment that we all been waiting for, our main topic that we're getting into tonight, and this kind of came up, you know, I was talking to my lady, we was talking about just how some things are starting to happen and how it's unfolding, and it was just random things I've been noticing. So we was having a conversation about the rise in masculine femininity and feminine masculinity. Yeah, masculine femininity and feminine masculinity. And you might say, well, what in the world are you talking about now? In essence, it's role reversals. And I'm going to bring up a subject in this that's really going to probably rub a lot of people the wrong way. So I don't know how we were talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and I was saying, and this is a side note, I'm like, I don't know why black people are even getting involved in this. This has nothing to do with this. So we were going back and forth talking about that. And then we got to talking about Breonna Taylor. And I was like, something I always wondered, that I've never heard anybody ask, I've never heard anybody speak on it. So let me ask you, Nico. You're at home with your lady. Mm-hmm. Y'all in the bed. Mm-hmm. You hear somebody banging on the door like they about to kick the door in. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna get up and see what's going on.
Why was Breonna Taylor sent to the door?
Was she sent to the door?
Oh yeah, she was at the door.
I thought
he said he was in the room because they got her coming through the door.
Yeah, I thought when they broke in the door, she was laying down.
She was going to see what was going on. Yeah. And then he said she had been laying down in the front.
Okay.
But he heard something and thought she was going to get up and check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nobody ever thought that was weird. Like, as a man, you're hearing all these noises. It sounds like somebody's coming into your personal space and you're allowing your woman to go check it out. I just could never imagine myself operating that way. Yeah. Like, just, I never could imagine that. I remember one time I was telling my girl, like, I'm from the deep country, Prosperity, South Carolina. So, we deep country, everybody pretty much knew everybody. One day we was outside, it was my dad, me, I think it was one of my friends, my mom sitting on the porch. An unidentified truck pulled up. Mm-hmm. My dad told my mom, go in the house and take them kids. And he walked up to the truck to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all the type manly stuff I always came up around. And it's like, now if you notice stuff, man, like you see, you rarely see a man sometimes driving. Now it's a lot of men on the passenger side. More and more. For real, like just start paying attention when you riding around. You see a lot of men sitting on the passenger side, they girl moving the whip. And then we were talking about like, well, maybe they don't have license. Because I know the only time I let my lady drive me around is if I done had too many. That's it. Yeah. There's no other time she like, oh, you get on the passenger side.
That you. Wow.
And now for real though, and I'm whipping. Like there's just, to me, it's just like a level of masculinity that has gone out the window. Like that men don't resonate with anymore. And another thing that was funny that we was talking about, cause I'm growing my dreads back. I had dreads a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I want to see a picture of you with your dreads. There are none. You know why? We didn't take a lot of pictures back then. That wasn't something we did. You stayed away from the camera. You know? We didn't take a lot of pictures. Now, I'm telling you, man, I told a story on the other podcast. I was in the club one night, went to see my man DJ, a dude tapped me on the shoulder.
Oh, hell.
Asked me to take a picture of him and his homeboy. And then I said no, of course. And then later on that night, he asked me to take a picture with him. Like, just the stuff that men are starting to do. It's weird. I've seen a man, this is all real and it's all facts. I've seen a man go on one of them like crossbodies that the men be wearing, pull out some Carmax and pass it off to another man.
That's wild.
Like,
all right. That's wild.
So what do you think about all this feminine masculinity? We'll break this one down first. Feminine masculinity.
I think it all comes down to the time we living in, right? So it's been so long of people fighting for, yo, fam, I'm just going to do what I want to. Do what I want to. When it comes to women doing whatever, men doing whatever. I mean, the only weird thing that I see dudes doing is, you know, those purses or whatever that men, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's wild. And then they get a designer one, and I'm like, so if your son go, let me get $20, do you say, go get it out my purse? Like, you know what I mean? That's wild to me, but, you know what I mean? I feel like to each his own. If you think that's fly, rock with it. But I get what you're saying, because growing up, like, especially around the people that I grew up around, it was a certain standard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a certain standard that you was being taught.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? Like simple shit. Get the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, protect your lady.
Yeah.
Your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that stuff. Be protector, provider. All that stuff. So it's just certain stuff that you don't do. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, it's something I think about as well, but I don't know.
Man, I was at my homegirl's house one time, and this big palmetto bug just ran out.
Yeah.
I just got up. Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Smashed him.
Yeah.
She was like, man, if my boyfriend would have been here and that happened, I would have had to kill the bug. And I'm like, what?
I mean, some dudes scared of bugs, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, man, listen, that was, like you said, being raised up, that was a standard. That's exactly, I went to get the lawnmower one time, and I pulled the lawnmower back. It was a push mower. It was a black snake coiled up under it. I ran up the hill into the house, out of breath. My daddy like, what you doing here? I told you to go cut that grass.
Yep.
I said, it's a snake under the lawnmower. He said, you better get rid of it or you going to have a belt on your behind. That was just it.
Yeah.
So I had to go back out there and figure out, like, how I'm going to get around the snake. Because I knew my daddy wasn't playing. So I'm like, boy. So I got the garden hose and tried to, like, poke at it and found out the thing was already dead.
Yeah.
It didn't move in there. But that just wasn't it. Like, he came home one time. My mama had me helping her in the kitchen. I had on the road apron, her apron, and I'm taking some cookies out the stove.
Yeah, that's wild.
He came in and slapped the cookies out my hand and got on my mama. Like, boy, don't you ever let me see you doing that. It was just, like you say, a standard. It was a standard set,
I feel you,
man.
but how you set it up, it was wild.
It's a standard.
Yeah, how you set the picture up just then, it looks wild.
Apron, cookies.
But I mean, chefs all the time. I guess they wear jackets. And, you know,
yeah, they wear jackets and chef hats. Yeah. Not a pink frilly laced apron.
Oh yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, getting something out of the stove. But when I look at feminine masculinity, man, like I've heard people talk about they want to be stay-at-home dads. Like, that's their goal.
Yeah, that's a new thing, yeah.
Yeah, stay-at-home dads. They want to raise the kids. And I was looking at, because I'm a big sports fan, so I was looking at the Colin Cowherd show today, and he had Dwayne Wade on there. So Dwayne Wade has this new book out where it's like memoirs. It's just photos.
Yeah.
So Colin was complimenting him on like how he's able to pretty much get along with everybody. He was like, "You're able to get along with LeBron and make that work and Bosh. You're able to make it work with Shaq. You're able to make it work. You're one of the people who can kind of take a back seat. You got a famous wife and you kind of take a back seat." And he said, "Yeah, you know, some days she lead, some days I lead." And now he was having a good interview until then. He just completely lost me.
But
then,
I mean, he could be meaning like, you know, I'm sure head of household is head of household. I don't know if that's what he was referring to.
I could tell how he was talking. Yeah. That's exactly what he because immediately what popped in my mind on the days you're not leading, you're following. There's no other choice. So if you're not leading, you're following, and it's not a man's job to follow at any time. Not as women. He's always supposed to be leading. Now, if he would have said, some days, now I've heard people say this. My uncle said, "Yeah, some days to this marriage, I give she give 80%, I give 20." He said, "It's never a day where I'm giving more than she give." I'm gonna make that clear. He was like, the highest I might get is 40, and she'll still be at 60. But he's still the man of his house. He's just talking about what he can contribute to the marriage. Like he's just not checked in there. But when he said that, I'm like, man, that explains a lot of other things with Dwayne Wade. Like, yeah, you talking about, some days she leads, some days I lead. And, you know, it's what I've been noticing too with the media, man, it's becoming more, and again, there's nothing wrong with men showing emotions. Nothing wrong with that. I try and always tell my brother, my people, hey, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people look at that like, man, that's sensitive. I'm comfortable with who I am. Yeah. But there's a growing thing now where men are crying on TV. Have you noticed this?
I mean,
it's heavy, man.
The wildest one I seen recently was, and it was a while ago, was I think it might have been the start of last football season where Vernon Davis retired and he was crying. That was rough seeing him cry. Not because he was a man. It was just like, you this big dude. And then how you was crying, it was like you never cried before in your life. Hey. That was weird, but I don't know, man. I feel like, going back to the D-Wade thing, I feel like the goal should be like, especially like in a relationship, if a man is struggling one day, you know what I mean, the wife should be able to, you know what, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Figure it out, I got it, or whatever. And then, you know, especially with us in, like, just in the black community, how we was raised. I know we was raised pretty much damn near the same way.
Right.
Listen, you're a black man, it's going to be hard for you out here. You can't show emotion. And if you do show emotion, don't let anybody see it. Do that shit on your own.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? It's got to be some type of lane where a man just in general can show that emotion and it don't be considered.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's gotta be that. And that's where disconnect comes. So then you see somebody like, I mean, just today, the first video I saw this morning was Zach Stacy.
Oh man.
I mean,
but he showed out, yo.
Threw in the TV, threw on the baby thing, all that stuff. And it's just like, what if he was able to? I'm not like defending this man whatsoever, because he deserved everything.
Yeah, he on the run now.
He need everything bad to happen to him.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. It comes from a disconnect of emotion, because maybe if he was allowed that space, you know what I mean, allowed that space to be able to, hey, I got this going on. And express that. Maybe that don't happen. Because from that video, it shows he been doing that.
I was going to say,
you know what I mean?
She used to that. Because her response was, just stop. Don't.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Like, calmly, as calm as possible.
It wasn't shocking to her.
Yeah, it was like, if she got loud, he was just going to go in even more.
Yeah.
So she just was calm and all that. And it's just like stuff like that I think about. It's just, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's got to be some type of space where a man can express himself, and it's not like, oh, you being this or you being that.
Yeah, you being soft for this. And again, like I said, I encourage that. I go to therapy, but it's becoming to an overkill in a lot of instances, man. Like, seriously, like, just, oh, she don't listen to my feelings and she don't do this. And like, bro, like, I get it. You do need to vent. Men need that. Like, sometimes I be on the phone with some of my partners, man, and we, hey, man, that's what's going on. You know, it's no judgment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You need that outlet, but and I don't know how active you are on social media. I try not to be too active on social media. I've been on Facebook more lately than I would care to be, but I'm seeing more men going live and just talking about all their business that's going on in their relationship.
That's a new thing now.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like when did this become cool to do this? And it's even women commenting on the post like, hey man, you need to talk to your woman about this. Like get off of here. Take this down. Don't do it. But they continue to do it. But masculine femininity, man, I think it's only gonna get worse, to be honest, because I see like the media is pushing that more. They're encouraging men to cry. They're encouraging men, paint your nails. If you want to do all of that, hey, just do it. So, man, the real men and those who were raised with, as Nico started off saying, the standard, don't be afraid to bring some of those standards back, man, and just hold people accountable for that. So we're going to switch gears to the masculine femininity, okay? So I was at an event with my lady, and I'm like the youngest one in the room of men. Like, it's a bunch of older men in the room. So it's time to eat. Mm-hmm. All of the wives, girlfriends, they come in, hey, what you want, fixing plates for their man. My girl the type of woman, not only she'll fix my plate, but she go offer to fix my homeboy's plates. Mm-hmm. I don't have no problem with that. Some men don't like that. Doesn't bother me because I know she gonna make sure I'm taken care of first. But that's just how she is. She go take care of them too. This one particular guy came in, even before it gets to this point, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an observer of people. So he comes in, he's walking behind her, which is cool. Maybe he held the door for her to come in first.
Maybe. Yeah.
He has his hat by his arm. He's looking down. She's being loud and boisterous, speaking to everybody. He's just, he kind of reserved.
Okay.
Like, is it okay for me to speak? He kind of looking. None of this had transpired, the meal or nothing, but I'm looking like, she run him. Like, I already knew, like, but she run him. So, and he an older cat. Mm-hmm. Come in there, everybody getting the plates, fixing them for their dudes. He go, baby, where my plate? You get up and fix your own plate because I don't know what you want, and I'm not gonna waste time doing that. And the other man was kind of looking like, man, he like, yeah, that's how she do me. Like, go ahead and get me something. And I'm just looking like, bro, like, man, don't get me wrong. I fix my lady a plate. She don't even have to fix me a plate. I fix my own plate. But I've never seen my mom and dad before my dad passed away, and then she passed away. They were married for 41 years. I never saw her disrespect him in front of other people. Mm-hmm. I never saw him cooking meals. I saw her serving him. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, even if I wanted to get my plate, or even if my lady felt that way, there was no way she would have made that kind of scene. And she was just like, the woman was that was just masculine energy just pouring all out of her. Like, you could see it everywhere. She was just, when she walked off from it, it was just like, yeah, I told him. That's kind of how she was looking and bopping off. And he got up and made his plate. And I'm like, nah. And what I wanted to do, but I had started drinking, and it slipped my mind. I wanted to go outside and see if he was driving.
Oh, here we go.
I wanted to see if he was driving because I guarantee he wasn't driving. So what are some instances of masculine femininity are you seeing, or have you paid any attention to it?
Man, I don't, in that case, I don't know if it was like a masculine thing. I just think she just a butthole. You know what I mean? Like, she just,
if you would have seen how she was standing, bro, you would have been like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because even like she walked in, like, no matter, and this is probably not going to be popular, but what I think she was wearing a pantsuit.
You wild, man. She was wearing a pantsuit.
I'm pretty sure she had on a
talking to him like a man.
Yeah, and was talking to him crazy. So what would you consider masculine, feminine energy? What was something that you would say? Yeah, she.
I mean, I guess in that situation, sure. You know what I mean? How you broke it down. I don't know, man. I feel like with a lot of women, again, a lot of women been fighting for something for so long. Now, a lot of women as a whole, just like as a whole unit, feel like, listen, it's no more gonna be, I'm gonna be behind you, I'm gonna walk behind you, I'm gonna do this and uplift you and all that stuff like that. It's gonna have to be the same. And there's some women, that's going beyond the 50-50 and going, listen, this is how I want it to be. If you don't like it, leave. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, in either situation though, or well, in this situation, I don't know how wrong it is. You know what I mean? Or if it's wrong at all. You know what I mean? Because it's like, especially, you know what I mean? She got a job. She working on her own. She got her own stuff, all that stuff. And you ask her to fix your, you know what I mean? And she feel like she doing more than you, and she spaz on you. I don't know.
Man.
Maybe she in the right. Oh. You know what I mean? Maybe she in the right.
Again, it ain't, to me, it wasn't just about making a plate.
Yeah.
It's about,
no, it's the whole thing.
You don't disrespect your man like that, and especially sure. Like, even if that wasn't something she normally do. Like, every other man in the room is getting his plate fixed.
Yeah.
Like, make an exception from a man today. Like, and he must have thought that you was gonna go with the flow because he asked you to do it. Yeah, and like, well, so
she let him know she is not a plate.
Right,
fixer.
like, this is, don't get out here trying to act new.
You got me messed up. I'm gonna do this at home. Yeah. You don't expect me to do this outside.
Do not expect this. We not rolling like that. What you think about a man taking longer to get dressed than his woman? What you think about that?
That's wild. I mean, because just in my life and my experiences, you know what I mean? I take quick showers. I get dressed quick. You know what I mean? I can just throw something on and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I live my life.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I probably know a handful of guys that's like that.
Well, listen, no. I'm gonna make it my aim. I don't care what it. I could be asleep and my girl halfway dressed. I'm getting up.
You gonna get up?
Zoom. Like, that's not gonna happen, man. Because again, it's just a standard of things that you see. And a girl was telling me the other day, she was like, I went, and again, I go get my feet done because I don't like having, you know what I'm saying, rough feet and going on like that. But she was like, men now are getting their eyebrows arched.
Oh, that's wild. Yo, that's wild.
Their underarms waxed. Like, doing all kind of stuff, man. It's like, what in the world is happening?
I mean, I know a bunch of people who's told me, like men that's told me they, get their hands and feet done. That's fine. But only people I know that's like shaving hair on their body is like swimmers or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Somewhere, you need, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
But eyebrows, guys that's not
getting the eyebrows
not gay or whatever.
Yeah.
Just straight men
getting their brows up.
I've never seen that. That's wild.
That's never even crossed my mind. Like, I didn't even go into 3 cuts in your eyebrows phase. Like, when they was doing that, I ain't never do that. Yeah, like certain things, man, again, it was just, you don't do that, and I think to your point, you made a good point. You said some women now feel like this is what they gotta do. And they're exuding that masculine energy because the men are lacking it.
All right, so boom, there we go. So when it comes to the masculinity thing, right? I never understood why people say, I know we're not talking about toxic masculinity, but I never understood why people said that, because I always thought, well, if he's not acting like a man and you call him toxic for not acting like a man, then that means he don't have enough masculinity. So I say all that to say, like, a lot of these men, we know men right now that just ain't nothing. Not nothing at all. They need them a woman to be that. Yeah. To get them in line or whatever. You know what I mean? Get them in line, get them straight. You need that type of energy, because apparently you're not getting that energy on your own. Yeah. So you need somebody, because it ain't going to be a homeboy. Because your homeboy is like, man, I got enough going on that I got to worry about. So if you're going to be with some lady, usually the type of guy who is, reserved, all that stuff like that, and they lady, it seemed like they lady just running all over them, they probably deserve it. If we really thinking about it, they probably deserve it. They need that type of woman. Because I know somebody like you, not even myself, or like homies that I know, probably wouldn't be with a woman that was like more that way.
Oh, man,
you know what I mean? With that type of energy.
No.
We ain't got time for that, you know what I mean? Like, what I mean? All that. So, a lot of men out there need a woman that's got, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm a boss. You gonna treat me like a boss. When I come home, my plate better be ready. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that's what it's called for, you know? So, I don't know. Like, I feel weird about it all, because on the opposite side of, you know what I mean, the men kind of being, you know what I mean, like, just, I guess, quote unquote, reversing the roles or whatever. I'm just like, yo, because I know how I am as a man, and I know how I move as a man. So, like, selfishly, I expect other men that I'm around to move in the standard of what I was taught as a man. Yeah. But it's not like that all the time.
Definitely not.
And like I said, there's some women out there, I kind of respect those type of women. I kind of respect them type of women that they feel like they bosses. They should be treated as such. I'm not your, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just be cooking and cleaning and scratching your balls whenever you want me to. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you got to put in to get in. You know what I mean? Just like you want me to put in to get in, it's the same way.
But women who have that mindset, though, they know what men they can play that with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, them the men that they don't even try that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just like, nah, he ain't going for this. Or he ain't going for that.
I think that's people in general. You know who you can try what with. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because I just couldn't imagine, like, I couldn't imagine a man being that non-masculine. I'm not going to call him soft. Yeah. With his woman. And then you trying to lay the pipe to her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you've lost all, like, that's not happening. Like, what? I mean, no. Like, I don't understand how that.
I don't know. They be getting it though. So like, you know what I mean? Maybe this is what you need to do, bro. You need to find one of these guys.
Oh, I know some.
Sit them down right here and just ask them.
Yeah.
How do you get poom poom acting the way that you do?
Yeah. Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Christ.
Like that's some. I'm in a state of life right now where I just want to ask people on the other side of stuff. Like I just want to ask you questions, and it just be conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just have an adult conversation.
Yeah, not disrespectful.
Yeah, you know what I mean? How do you act this way?
Yeah.
And you can still get her to do the things that I try to beg my wife for.
Right. Hey.
I don't get it. I don't understand. But it happens.
Man, listen, man.
People are wild.
Yeah.
But we got to think about it too. A lot of times those women that do act like that, they know they got to keep they foot in his ass. And then they also when they want it, they just gonna go get it. You know what I mean? Like if they getting it everywhere else in life, right? They from a job to household to this to that to third, they don't need a man. They just want a man, right? When they want him in that way, they just gonna go take it.
Man, listen, man.
So I don't know. I kind of respect it. And now that I talk about it out loud, I kind of respect it a little bit.
Man, listen. I mean, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse about it, but I've just never ever been in that vein, man. Like there's never been a woman who's pulled up somewhere to come check me. Like, then came to the club to pull me out the club. Then came, like, I've never experienced any of that type stuff. Because the women who I deal with and have dealt with, they understand, like, he's not going for that.
Like we was talking about, me and my homies was talking about this situation where, like, we know a couple guys where their significant other be like, all right, you got to be home at this time. And we was talking about it, and I was like, yo, fam, I wish my wife would tell me, yo, you got to be home at 11 o'clock. And it's not even on some, like, no man shit.
Yeah.
It's on some, like, yo, fam, if I say I'm going out, I'm going out.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm grown.
Yeah,
That's the part that we missing.
I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
So if I say I'm going out, I'm going out. Like, I'll hit you. I might hit you periodically throughout the night.
Out of respect.
Yeah, make sure.
I ain't gonna be crazy.
Good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make sure you know I'm good. I'm still alive.
Right.
You know what I mean? All that stuff checking in. But other than that, you tell me to be home at 10 o'clock, I'm going to purposely come home in the morning.
I'm going to leave at 10. That's what time I'm rolling out. Be home at 10. Like, okay.
Yeah, so I get it. Yeah, it's just certain things as a man, especially as a man, you doing all the things you need to do. You checking every box. Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Nothing. You know what I mean? Because I'm a grown man. Yeah. And maybe that's a little bit too, you know what I mean, masculine, but, you know, that's just how it is.
And some of the men who are complaining about these women, they just want to lead and do it. You're living with her. You're driving her car. Yeah. Or riding with her. Yeah. And then you wonder why she want to do that, you know? But women, y'all got to make better decisions. And I think that's becoming a thing too. If we just keep it all the way real, I think women are looking for men they can lead. That's what I think is happening.
Could be a little bit of that too.
Yeah,
but like you was about to say though, I say this on my pod all the time, but I'm gonna clean it up here. A lot of women need to stop giving good poom poom out to men who don't deserve it.
Boy, speak on that again. Because let me give you a hand clap on that.
Because it happens all the time. Right. If you know homie got 2-3 kids out here and they not taking care of none of them, why would you think this is a good decision?
And then you want to blame and get mad and complain to everybody else for a decision you make.
And then the dude that got a good job at the bank, got 2 degrees, you don't even want to look his way.
He a square.
Even though he probably jump off the top rope and do some crazy wild stuff that do buddy who ain't nothing.
Yeah, he a square. You know,
it's just, it's just weird to me. It's always gonna be weird to me. That's why I tell people all the time I couldn't date in this era.
Yeah,
I couldn't date. I'm glad I got married when I did.
But man,
because it's nuts. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I'll either. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that on live, but it just. I feel like I get caught up in some stuff that it's just too complicated.
Yeah,
it's just too complicated.
I said it in a song, but I got one more relationship and this is it. Yep. If this one don't work out, I'm out here. You know what I mean?
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, I'm out here alone. Like,
yep.
I ain't got time, man, because at this stage of my life, it's hard finding somebody on the same mindset you on. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing. Like, cause most people just looking for the next turn up, looking to see what man could take care of them, or men looking to see what woman could take care of them, or what finesse move they can make, scamming. Yeah. It's just bad, man. But so good talk, Nico. I appreciate you coming through, man,
anytime you need me.
And chopping it up on this feminine masculinity and masculine femininity. If anybody got any responses to any of that, make sure you email me, standonitpod@gmail.com. If you want to submit content, email it as well. If you want to be a guest on the show, email it as well. I'll get back to you and set you up, give you a date. Remember, energy is real, but everybody don't possess real energy. Watch and guard the people you build around all the time. Peace is priceless. With that being said, we out.
Come and sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, less of around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.